What's up, everybody, and welcome to GameChat, the video game variety show brought to you by Borderline Entertainment, right here on twitch.tv/Borderline Entertainment. But if you find that you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it on podcast services, first of all, thank you. We appreciate your view and your listen, but you should watch it live because you can be a part of the chat. You can be a part of the conversation. In this week's conversation, we've got the wonderful ZombaeKillz joining us. Zombie, how are you?
I'm doing pretty chill. How are you guys doing? I muted myself. Classic. It's not a real stream unless I'm in here muting myself.
Good. We're also joined to my lovely left, Mr. Nate Pressler. How are you, Nate?
Hey, everyone. I'm good. It's Sunday. It's summer. So, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. And you know what? It's been a while since GameChat has been live. We were going to have an episode 2 weeks ago because, you know, this is a bi-weekly podcast, but the Ubisoft Forward happened and we wanted to make sure that we were not going at the same time. So we're going to talk about that today. But I first want to say thank you to our sponsors. And don't forget, you can be one too. Head over to patreon.com/Borderline Entertainment and think about becoming a patron today and help us make more episodes of the show, make more shows, and just make the content that you want to see. So with that, we're going to move into our Newsbees news. Starting off with the Gamer Girl announcement. Now, let me read this story. So, initially, this announcement was leaked by the PlayStation Twitter account, which was promptly pulled right back down. And then now the trailer has been pulled from YouTube. So let me read this story. This is from GameRant.com. After its release yesterday, the trailer for an upcoming live-action game, Gamer Girl, was met with severe backlash. Following this, Wales Interactive has pulled the controversial trailer from its YouTube channel and released a statement defending its stance on the focus of the game. Gamer Girl is intended to be a full-motion video game where players will act as the moderator to up-and-coming live streamer AbbyCake99. Through real-time chat scenarios and leveling mod abilities, the goal of the game is to guide Abby's choices as she navigates through a troubling scenario. The plot revolves around an anonymous chat member who becomes more and more of a threat by stalking the live streamer. Now, that's just the first part of the story. Again, this is from Game Rant, so you can go read that later on. But I guess I'll start because I'm literally just baffled that this is a game. Like, why in I don't want to say why in 2020, because when you look at 2020's track record, it makes sense. But why is this happening? Why is this a freaking game? This doesn't make sense to me. Like, where are you guys at with this?
Nate, you go first, because I have thoughts. I hold a lot of thoughts.
So, I'm so annoyed. It seems so tone deaf. It seems so reductive. It seems like everything that has happened in the industry in the last 2 months does not matter now, because all this is doing is kind of like fetishizing everything that's already happened. It reminds me of when the new Tomb Raider reboot got announced first, and they were like, we really want you to be able to go in there, and it's not you being Lara Croft, it's you protecting her, and you need to make sure that she's safe. And it's like, she's a badass woman. Let her fend for herself. Like, let her do what she's been doing for the last 20 years or whatever. So
yeah,
I thought it was a joke, to be completely honest. I thought it was like Devolver level joke.
Right. I thought we were being punked.
Oh no, this is a real thing. So I yield my time right now, but I'm not into it.
Now, did you both watch the full trailer?
I watched the full trailer and I'm not as mad as everybody else.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it. I want to hear your thoughts.
So here's my thought. Okay, this video game obviously was in the pipeline before all this shit hit the fan in the industry. So we can't really, like, their timing is just the timing that they had set for the release of the game.
Yeah.
So we kind of can't blame that on them. It's not that they're tone deaf. They had a time frame. There's real people that took their time and developed the game and made this game, and it was set to come out at a time, right? So, I mean, we have to take that into account.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Right? You know, that's fair, right? That is fair. Let's be fair to these people. They also can't help the fact that, like, literally everything to do with women, sexual harassment, etc., has come to light at the exact time they were probably told 2 years ago they were going to launch this game.
Yeah.
So let's give them that. Let's say that's part of it. I think it's actually a cool premise for a game. I don't think it's terrible. I've played other games like Simulacra where you're going through like a girl's phone and you're trying to like track and find people. It's kind of a horrifying thing and it's based off reality.
Yeah.
Reality for gamer girls can be different. Now, did they portray it the best way? Not exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's where my thing is. And they used a white
girl, right? Skimpy clothes. They used the things that they knew were like the synonymous with that culture of and that side of gaming, which is a very real side of gaming.
Yeah.
Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, by being upset about it, that is a very real thing that women in our industry do. And do dress like while they're playing games. So it'd be like, women wouldn't really dress like that where their clothes are falling off of them. I'm like, really? Have y'all seen Twitch's Just Chatting session like at any time?
Yeah.
So for the mock outrage, because people like to be performatively outraged a lot right now. I get it. The timing's bad. People are upset. We're all trapped in our houses and bored as hell. So, like, we're going to be mad about everything that everybody does. But I'm, like, kind of tired about being mad about everything everybody does all the time.
Right.
If I'm just being 100% honest. I'm black and got way more stuff to be mad about. Like,
yeah.
You know, I do get it, though. Terrible timing. Not the best construct of how they were going to launch and handle it. But a scary game about stalking. What about the show You on Netflix?
Yeah.
Like, that's hot, right? And that's about stalking. And, like, everybody loves to talk about it. I think we've reached peak, like, people being upset about things and it being, like, vogue to be upset about things.
Yeah.
Because if we're mad at this, we should be mad at You, which glorifies stalking and murder. But yet we're still having hot Netflix talks about how much we like that show and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm not that upset about it.
You know, I haven't thought about that connection because I'll be honest, like, just like you said, like, I'm a huge fan of You, and now you've got me second guessing, like, should I really be as invested into You as I am? Because
people love it. People love You. I haven't seen it.
Full disclosure, I texted Asa about it multiple times because I'm like, you have to watch the show. Are you at this episode? I will say, though, the whole Chris D'Elia thing has had me now kind of second guess, like, maybe we should stop, like, glorifying You also because that was our imitating life. And so it's one of those things where I'm just like, maybe we have gone too far as a society in terms of, like, what we think is, like, sexy.
Right.
Yes.
But,
I mean, think about it, though. You, if it was into a video game, everybody would be playing it.
Yeah.
What? We're just upset because we're upset about every different thing, but it's bleeding over into too many different things.
Yeah.
I think we have to figure out where our outrage truly lies. Are we outraged at glorifying stalkers across the board, or just because we're upset about the sexual abuse and horrible treatment of women in the gaming industry? And it's okay to be like, well, I like this show, but we also have to kind of keep in mind what we're being so loudly upset about. And if it actually has any real merit, or if we're just upset in general. And it's okay to just be upset about the abuse in our industry right now. It's okay to be upset about it.
Yeah.
We didn't have to take it out on that poor game, bro. That poor game.
So
poor game.
I feel like I see, like, two sides of the coin now. Like, as far as, like, the premise goes, because for people who haven't watched the trailer starts off completely different than how it ends. It starts off feeling like, okay, this is very tone deaf when you look at everything that's happening right now. But then when the trailer ends, you're like, okay, well, this is kind of a cool premise. Like, it's like a murder mystery type vibe to it. And so I feel like in that regard, the game definitely has merit. But the thing that bothers me is that all the stuff that happened within the industry of people coming forward happened before this announcement happened. And I feel like that they would have had at least enough leeway time to say, hey, red alert, should we maybe reshoot the trailer? Should we maybe wait to put this out? Or just, you know what I mean?
What kind of budget did they have, though? Like, you know, these things cost money at that level, right?
Yeah. But I mean, if PlayStation's putting out the tweet, I feel like they have to have some, you know, serious backing behind it, that it's not completely indie to where, you know, if they don't put it out now, they're going to be out all of this money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could be right. I just kind of look at it from this very, like, I've started being very intentional with my outrage, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely
it's
does.
It's too exhausting to be all over the place with things. You have to be very specific about the things that you're upset about and have a specific set of plans to attack these sorts of things. Just saying I'm upset about something without fully understanding the game, the premise, the way that it works, it's a murder mystery based off of streamers and an exaggerated parody of what they think those things are. So it's not off the mark for what it is. What is off the mark is, unfortunately, the timing.
Yeah.
What is off the mark, unfortunately, is that we only have a 5-second attention span and people only watch the first 5 seconds of the trailer.
Yeah.
So I feel like we kind of just disconnected there. You feel me?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. So, talking about Gamer Girl, where do both of you lie? We're going to rate this. We've got extreme hype. So I guess for this, it's going to be completely different. So it's not going to be hype like we're excited. Let's just talk about Gamer Girl, because I feel like the argument that you proposed there, Zombie, is like has full weight, 100%, has the merit that it needs to. Where are we at with Gamer Girl? Extreme hype, definite intrigue, mild interest, or just absolute boredom?
Intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Intrigued? Nate?
I'm like between definite intrigue and mild interest, because Zombie, I think your argument is great, and also it's the true crime podcast person in me who's all about listening how terrible things have happened, is like, how is she going to get out of this? And I think that if you're right, if I can take the frustration with like what's going on in society and what's going on in the industry, you can see it as kind of more of what it's supposed to be, which is like, what's that one, like Night Watch, the sleepover one that everyone got mad about that came out on the Switch like a year ago?
Shoot, I don't remember the name of that one.
You can see it for what it is, which is like camp trash that could be really fun. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out. I don't know. I want to see how it plays out, but we'll see. Yeah.
All right, moving on. The next piece of news in the Newsbees docket, we've got the Ubisoft Forward. There were a lot of announcements that took place. I'm just going to run through all of the games that were showcased, and then let's just get into it. So, first of all, this is coming off of GameSpot's article. Now, in their article, there are games that I'm seeing within their announcements as a whole for 2020 that didn't make it into the Forward that were really, at least I'm upset about. But let's just keep it to the ones that were actually there. So we've got the Far Cry 6 announcement that unfortunately was leaked beforehand. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where we actually finally got to see gameplay. Hyperscape. And Zombie, I would love to hear your take on Hyperscape. Then they had the mobile showcase where they talked about Tom Clancy's Elite Squad and Might and Magic Era of Chaos. More information about Brawlhalla coming to iOS and Android devices. Extended look into Watchdogs Legion. And I believe that's it. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments below or in the chat. But those were the major games that were talked about during the Ubisoft Forward. So what were the key takeaways? And then finish off your statement with, are you hype, intrigued, interest, boredom? Where are we at? Actually, Zombie, I want you to take it off with this one.
Okay, Hyperscape I was a founder of. Full disclosure, I was a founder of that game. I like battle royales like Fortnite. I don't like other battle royales as much, but I like Fortnite because I like the colors. I like that it's such big, like so many different things, like the dance moves. I am a girl who likes to dress up. So you give me good cosmetics in a game, and baby, I am living my best life. So Hyperscape really did that for me because they have a lot of characters of color. Love it.
Yes.
Different hairstyles. Love that. They also, it's cyberpunk, which is like, oh, I love cyberpunk shit. It's like my whole thing. So I am trash at the game. The game's really fucking fun to play. It's really fast. Sorry about the F-bombs. I like
You're fine. You're fine.
It's really fun to play. Super, super fast. I'm never going to be good at it, ever. I won't, but I will have the cutest cosmetics in the game and have a good time playing it. It's great for squads. So super hype about that. I was really blessed to be a part of it. Far Cry, super hype about Far Cry. I love stuff like that. I love games that are big like that and that have like real meat and grit to them. I like the antagonistic like style of stuff. I love like, you know, drug lords and cults and like everything that Far Cry goes for. I'm like, hell yeah, like just throw some more in there. Who cares? Like, let's assassinate a couple of people, you know? Like, I'm all into it. So definitely super hyped for that. Valhalla, bleh. Bleh.
Yeah.
Not hype. Negative. Is there a negative hype option? Is there like a negative hype? Another white Viking game. Another white Viking something. I hate white Viking shit, y'all. Like, everything doesn't have to be about Vikings. Oh, it's like we can't make stuff about white people anymore. Let's make it about tribal white people. Shut up! Like, no, I don't care. I don't care for it. I'm not about it. I'm not excited about it. There's nothing added that I'm like, oh yeah, let me play a white person again. Oh my god, y'all, stop exploring whiteness. Just stop it. It's, I can't do it. Negative hype for that game. Negative hype.
Hype. Yeah.
Negative hype for another exploration into tribal whiteness. This negative hype. What else we got? We got Watchdogs. We got some fuck the man stuff going on that I'm really big on. I'm all about that. We've got like anarchist ideals. We've got like far left stuff. We've got blowing up stuff and killing police officers. I'm in. Sign me up. All the negative hype from the other one, let's take it and put it at the super freaking hype to screw the man over in Watchdogs Legions. I've had no ideations about playing Watchdog games. I've seen them. My husband plays them. I'm like, oh, that looks fun from a distance. But this one, I'm all like, yes!
Yeah.
You know, F the police. So I'm in. I'm 100% in. I love how they did the trailer. The cinematic trailer for the game. Like, come on. If you were not sucked in during Ep.4 on that, I feel like that stole the show. Yeah. Like, it really did. And, it looked accessible for somebody who maybe hadn't played those types of games before too. Like, when you play it, it looks like it's really dope. So if anybody's out there and they have access to it and they're like, hey, I want Black Girl to play this. Hello, this game was made for me. Please send it to me. But yeah, I definitely am hype about that. Brawlhalla, I dig. It's cool on PC. I think it's really neat. Coming to mobile, I don't really give a flip about mobile games. I think mobile games are for kids in different countries and children at the doctor's office. I don't feel like there's a purpose for mobile gaming that's at like that kind, like on your phone gaming. Ain't nobody freaking out here playing Call of Duty on their phone except for a 4-year-old waiting to get their teeth pulled. Like, I don't care about mobile gaming. I think it was weird how they tried to push the mobile gaming during Ep.4. It felt like I was watching Saturday morning cartoons and they interrupted my favorite cartoons with crappy commercials. Yeah. I was not a fan of that. That's what I felt. Did you guys not feel like that?
No, I 100% felt that.
It doesn't feel like 2020 to talk about mobile games anymore. Like,
it doesn't. It feels very old.
Smartphone, like everyone now has a smartphone, so it's like
we all have Nintendo Switches, y'all. Just stop. Like,
I will say though, like Mario Run, that is one mobile game that I will forever play because that is what I play while I wait for the dentist.
Yeah, at the dentist. I mean, they have a purpose. But other than that, Ep.4, I know everybody's pissed they didn't address the sexual crap that was going on, right? Let's go ahead and let's just say that out loud. Everybody's like, I'm so mad. Bruh, it happened before they filmed it. They didn't have to do anything about it. Not everything has to be about performative outrage all the time. Not everything has to be addressed when you want it to be addressed. These companies are going to have to handle things in their time frames and their timelines. Countless developers and countless people that had nothing to do with those things worked hard on those games. They didn't deserve to have their work tainted by the, the stigma and the stain that comes with dealing with that type of stuff. So I felt very much like I like the fact that Ubisoft addressed it before the video and they told us, hey, this was filmed before, and they tried to distance the people's work in this video from it because I felt like that was a righteous thing to do, and I felt like they should have addressed it again afterwards, on their social media, etc. Again, afterwards would have been nice. But I didn't feel slighted about that conversation not being included, unlike most of my peers who felt very upset about it, etc. I go my own way with opinions, if you follow me, you know that very well. So I'm not going to have the same opinion. I saw a whole lot of my black friends being like, can't wait to play a white Viking. And I was looking at them with the side eye, like, y'all really... we're doing this. This is what we're doing. They could have made an AC whatever with somebody brown, and I'd have bought it. I'd have bought it. 100%.
Yeah.
But they gave us more white people.
Yeah, I feel like
tone deaf for that shit. Now, just more whiteness is not.
I feel like
in this world.
Assassin's Creed as a whole has, I don't want to say has been glorifying white people, but in a way, because how many protagonists have they had that were people of color?
Weren't they only in the offshoot game where it was like the weird isometric one where it was like top downish and they were like 2 hours apiece?
Well, so they had Assassin's Creed 3 was a Native American, but they had to make him half Native American. They couldn't make him whole. Which that was
game was tone deaf as hell. If you watch that game now and you watch back the gameplay, it's so super racist. You're like, what is happening?
Yeah, my dad was very, very upset about that.
So racist. I don't understand why we keep giving Assassin's Creed like all this stuff. Like, I get it, people like to sneak around and kill people, but we can get sneak around and kill people games without Assassin's Creed.
And Assassin's Creed isn't even the same game that it used to be. When they came out with Origins, it was like a completely different game. And I'll just, if it's okay, I'll segue into my takeaways from Ubisoft Forward, and then we'll pop over to you. So, I don't know where. I guess I'll start with Far Cry 6. Or, no, I'm going to go back to what you're saying, Zombie. Like, I was not expecting them to say anything about, everything that has been going on because they put the tweet out. I thought them making that public statement was the right way to go, because they had filmed this beforehand. They planned obviously because they were planning this big Far Cry 6 reveal, and then that got leaked. So, if they didn't fix anything for that, their major reveal at the end of the thing, I don't think they're going to fix anything else. I'm 100% with you. Valhalla didn't do it for me. I have not, I've enjoyed some of the Assassin's Creed games, but I was just really bored. I like the Viking era, but I'm with you. I feel like there's just so much. It's kind of like when zombies happened. There was just zombies everywhere.
There's never too many zombies.
No, never too many zombies, but video. Listen, I'm a major zombie advocate. I love zombie games,
Me too.
TV,
you could
movies.
Literally throw zombies in AC Valhalla and I would play it.
Do that, Ubisoft, and then she'll play it.
Like what they did in Tomb Raider Underworld in the DLC, that would be cool.
That'd be hot. That would be. Look, somebody needs to hire him. Go ahead, hire him.
I just feel like games get stuck on trends, and they don't come off of them until they've I'm not a huge fan of the phrase, but they've beaten a dead horse.
Yeah.
It's like with the Battle Royale thing. I'm actually super stoked about Hyperscape. I've only been able to do the training tutorial stuff. I haven't had a chance to dive in and play matches.
It's a whole new game.
It is so different. For the people who haven't played it and they're saying I'm tired of Battle Royales, it does not feel like a regular Battle Royale. I think maybe the closest thing is Apex, but even that, it's so different.
Is slow paced compared to this.
Yes,
game.
The game is so fast. The verticality is the big thing that I was taken away from it. Give me Cyberpunk all day long. However, that's getting to a point now where I feel like everybody's trying to do Cyberpunk, and I'm like, come on, please don't burn me out on something that I love. The mobile showcase. If anybody saw my Twitter, I'm a massive Splinter Cell fan. I wanted something Splinter Cell in this Ubisoft Forward, and I did not want to see Sam Fisher cartooned out in a mobile game. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
You're upset.
I'm so upset about that.
I can see it.
It is a waste of a character. And Ubisoft, listen, maybe you're working on it, I don't know. But you've had so many stumbles with this franchise where I'm not going to say anything about Blacklist because I understand about what happened with Michael Ironside and his wife and why he couldn't be in the game. But ever since then, what have you guys been doing? They had the whole tweet fiasco where they said they had a leaked photo of a placeholder on the Amazon store, or it was I don't know, GameStop Canada, and they're like, oh, sorry, it was a joke. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're gonna joke about that? I just feel like there's some franchises, man, that these major corporations are just dangling around. I'm like, give it to someone else then. Let them do it. Because I want a proper, we talk about wanting stealth games. Y'all want stealth games. Give me a proper Splinter Cell another entry.
Give me Tenchu. Give me Tenchu.
Yes.
Remember Tenchu?
Yes,
Give me
that's
Tenchu.
Tenchu is the reason that I'm excited about Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, I love
Yeah.
Sucker Punch, but I was a huge Tenchu fan, and that stealth gameplay reminded me of Tenchu. Wow, I haven't heard anybody else mention Tenchu. I thought
Tenchu was my game.
alone
I
in
played
the
it
dark.
like a crackhead in middle school. I was crazy. I played that game so much, and I don't play those types of games very often now. I find myself playing multiplayer games more, but
Yeah.
stealth games are beautiful, and they take a lot of like gamer, I don't know, sense to play those type of games. So I think that they should be protected at all costs.
Yes. The last takeaway was Watchdogs Legion. I own Watchdogs 1 and 2. I have never played them outside of like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. They just haven't grabbed me at all. And in fact, the first announcement of Legion, I was not for it. I'm like, this looks stupid, this looks boring. But when they showed the trailer in the forward and the gameplay, I saw some people putting out tweets, like to your point earlier, upset, saying that it was showing police brutality. But I'm like, did you not watch the rest of the trailer? This is fighting the man.
Amazing.
This is fighting the man.
I love
Oh my
police
gosh.
brutality. Sorry, everyone.
I
I'm all
am
about it.
I'm excited for Watchdogs Legion. I'm excited to fight the man. I'm excited to be a spy who looks like me.
Yep.
I want to be whatever kind of anarchist character I want to be, and this game just looks phenomenal. So sign me up. I'm absolute hype for the whole thing, not just Legion. I'll just put for the whole thing. All the other stuff that I didn't care about, it can just fall off and die, and everything else is so great, it just rises to the top.
The range of characters on Legion is something to be impressed with.
Yeah. And you know that they didn't even show us all of them. Like, they're just showing some of their favorites because they're like, anybody. Anybody can be a part of this. And that's what I'm really excited about. But Nate, Ubisoft Forward, what were your takeaways?
I'm just offended neither of you are excited about the 6 new songs for Just Dance 2020. No, just kidding. Totally.
Okay, listen.
My
Did they
gosh.
Did they do that in the forward? Because I did not see that.
Yeah, it was the pre-show. It was for.
Oh, it was
I missed the beginning.
I did miss
part.
the pre-show.
Yeah.
I will say there are a couple times where I've had enough liquid to really enjoy a Just Dance game.
I love Just Dance. I'm with you on
it's
this.
fantastic. It's a good calorie burner, and in
Yeah.
this world where you're not really supposed to go outside, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I would say so. And Asa, you know this. I am a huge Nintendo fan, so I have a Nintendo Switch. Big fan. I need to get another console because I'm seeing a lot of things that I like that I'm now not able to play. So it's whether or not I save up and try to get a PlayStation 5 or the new Xbox, or if it's I get this generation console and just deal with it. But I don't know. I'm pretty hyped. I will say that I fell off the Assassin's Creed train when Ezio was the protagonist, and then I tried to get back on when you were the brother and sister, and I got lost.
Okay.
To go to one of the missions, and I was like, okay, that was a fun game, and now I'm done because I don't know where I'm going. So that one I've never been super hyped about. I am really excited though for Watchdogs because I've not played one before. But Zombie, you said something where it was like this is like kind of the gateway to get into it, and I think this would be where I'm like, you know what, I can see myself getting into this. I can see myself playing it. I just now need to go get a console to be able to play it because there's no way this is ever going to come to the Nintendo Switch. So I'm pretty hyped about everything. It's just now it's every time one of these announcements happens, I'm like, all right, this is another nail in like the go buy a new console coffin. So that's what I need to do so I can really get into it.
Well, that does it for the Ubisoft Forward. We have just 2 more items left on our Newsbees news. Let's jump into Metacritic, and I feel like this one's going to be a pretty quick hot take. So we had talked about this, I believe, on episode 2 about how there was a lot of review bombing going on. You have sites like Metacritic, you have sites like Rotten Tomatoes where users can go in and leave their own reviews. But now Metacritic is instituting a 36-hour waiting period before posting reviews to ensure that players are actually playing the game instead of just jumping in at the beginning and trying to tank the score of a game. To me, I'm absolute hype. I think this is exactly what I wanted to begin with. I think this is a fantastic idea, and I feel like more sites that offer user reviews should do something like this.
Yeah, I'm with that. Absolute hype. I feel like people are so negative and people are so quick to be negative. If we can do anything to vet that process, and
Yeah.
especially in spaces like video game spaces where we need people not to just say the dumbest shit that comes to the top of their head as quick as they can, yeah, let's do it. Absolute hype.
I think too, it's with that like cooling off period, people are going to be angry and people are going to be monsters.
Yes.
But I feel like trolls have a very like small gas tank sometimes,
Mhm.
and so they might run that out by the time they're able to leave that review, which then lets the actual reviews that have like true like clout or meaning behind them like come through. So I think it's a step in the right direction. I know on that episode we talked a lot about how Steam, you can say like, this game's the worst game ever, and then they played like all 30 seconds, and you can tell that.
Right.
So I think that obviously Metacritic can't do that, but yeah, no, I'm hyped.
I feel like the next evolution of this is going to be some sort of verification of purchase. You can see that with Twitch, with Google, Zoom, or anything like that. If you're participating, the person who is presenting can put in a thing to where if you are going to be a part of this, you need to have a verified account, verify your email. I feel like if they could get to that point, especially Steam, if you can verify that you have purchased the game and that you have played the game and not just, I don't want to say an arbitrary waiting period, but not just a 36-hour period, then I feel like that's the next evolution. But yeah, hype all around. This is a fantastic thing. All right, last item on the Newsbees docket, Xbox. Wow. So this caught me off guard. I guess I get it, but it caught me off guard. But Microsoft is halting the production of the Xbox One X and the Xbox All Digital S. I feel like they're halting it because there's just too many names. But this story comes by the way of Game Informer. As Microsoft prepares for an influx of new generation hardware, it is discontinuing some Xbox One models. According to a report from The Verge, Microsoft will no longer make the Xbox One S All Digital Edition, which is, again, the Xbox One S, but there's no disk drive, and the more powerful Xbox One X. While the move limits consumers' options if they want to buy a current-gen system, the Xbox One is not going away completely. They are going to continue with the disc-based Xbox One S. I had a chance to talk about this over on Boss Rush Games yesterday. Me personally, I feel like there's like so many facets to it, but I feel like this is a weird decision. The S All Digital, I feel like that was a nonchalant thing anyway. I didn't understand that SKU, but the Xbox One X is really what threw me off, because I feel like that being the most powerful Xbox One should have been the one that would have continued, and then they just dropped the price of it. But where are you guys at with this? Do you feel like this makes sense? I mean, does it even hit your radar?
Well, as someone who's looking seriously into getting a new console, and I might sound like I have tinfoil on my head, but it does seem weird that they would stop the production of the most powerful one, simply, and then kind of saying like, but here's this one right here, because in my like conspiracy theory, I'm like, well, maybe it's there's a greater divide so that more people buy the new Xbox. Like, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
Let's make sure that jump is really felt. But I just don't think like that we're in that type of like calculated approach. So I'm definitely intrigued into like why they decided to pick the two models they did. The all digital model reminds me of when the one DS released, where it was like, but you don't get a charger because you should have your old charger.
Right.
And it's like, insert what? But if it's going to make it harder to find the better version, that's going to maybe sway me more to like the Sony side of things. So we'll see.
It's a money grab. It's a money grab.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. It's money grabs. The more that they can, like, it's like iPhone users. No offense to any of you guys, but like every couple of weeks there's something new coming out for iPhone, and then you can't use your headphones with it, and then they make it so that you can't use any other chargers with it. And it's like they try to make all these exclusivity things so that you can, you are forced to buy their products, and you're forced to buy them in a very specific way. I am an Xbox girl through and through. I've had an Xbox forever. I recently started playing on PC. I won't go back to playing on my Xbox very much. I do love my Switch. I also have a PlayStation 5. I have every single console, including the old Super Nintendo, etc., and even a Raspberry Pi for the real old stuff. So, like, I play on everything, but I won't continue to be a pawn and be forced into purchasing new systems within small time frames of each other.
Mm-hmm.
If this was a system that came out 10 years after the One X, it'd be something different. But this is coming out, what, a couple of years after the One X? It's not been very long. I just got my One X a year ago. And you want me to spend another $600 in a time, especially where, like, job security is a huge issue, which is, it's going to be around $600. It's par for the course with them. So for me, it feels tone deaf of the situation that we have going on in our country and in the world right now, to think that people have that amount of spare income for consoles.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it feels greedy. It just feels greedy to me. So I just don't want to participate in it. Plus, I'm pissed Microsoft just shut down Mixer. Then they shut down their stores. So they're screwing over people. And it's just, they're tipping their hands as being very money oriented. And no capitalism is good, consumerism is not great, but it doesn't mean that I have to consume at a rate of greed at that level. So I'm going to chill on it and keep playing my little PC games, even though I'm complete shit with a mouse and keyboard. But, I don't want to be manipulated like that. I think there comes a certain relationship between a customer and a company.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect for me to pay them, but for them to treat me a certain way as their customer. When you start exploiting your customer relationship and the money balance in between the two of you, and you're already the one who has more wealth, it just seems not right. Do I want to play the games and keep up with my peers? Yes. But do I want to be broke and being manipulated because of it? Absolutely not. You can get your Xbox Game Pass on PC too, folks. You don't got to do this. And when you buy a good PC, you don't got to upgrade that sucker every 6 months.
Right.
So...
And
I just think there's something to be said about spending your money smart and being a smart consumer.
And Zombie, you bring up Game Pass. They also announced that they are going to be merging Project xCloud with Game Pass. So for those who don't know, Project xCloud essentially is like their answer to Google Stadia. It allows you to stream games to any device. I do have an iPhone. I don't know how it got here. Someone just threw it in my lap, and there it is. I didn't buy it. Don't hate me. But no, I have Project xCloud. I've been playing Halo and other games on my phone, and it's really cool. So I feel like if they were moving in, I feel like they do make some steps that are consumer oriented and positive. Like they have that making so if you can't afford to get the new consoles, but you want to play some of those day one exclusives that are going to be coming to Game Pass, you've got Project xCloud, so you can play that on any system. And then now, for those who don't know, like a system set up to where you make payments on something, you end up paying more than the actual ticket price. So take this all with a grain of salt, but they did have the payment plan. So like if you can't afford an Xbox One or an Xbox Series X day one, then you can sign up with a payment plan and pay it off that way. So I feel like they do make some positive steps, but I'm with you to the point where
payment plans are predatory too.
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Sorry, you invited an activist on your show, sir.
No, listen, and I was even getting to that
a
little bit. They are definitely predatory, and it's what I like to call the dollar menu mentality, where they make you feel like you don't have to pay as much money, but really you're having to pay a whole lot more because the stuff you're getting, you're just not getting.
This is a problem in the games industry that nobody really wants to talk about, is like the inaccessibility and like the extreme like pay rates of things and the gouging that goes on in our and the fact that they know like it's targeted towards kids, etc. And so kids are needing their parents to do this for them, and most people are working minimum wage jobs. And I don't know. Gaming is great, but gaming is a lot of privilege and a lot of wealth.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that a lot, how much wealth is involved in owning a video game system, just in general.
And I think definitely in some of our inner circles, with people who work in the industry or, who might be like partners, streamers or anything like that, sometimes, we get gifted games to where that price tag never hits us.
Yep.
But then if you think...
I'm not there yet, but...
right, right. But like, there are some people who don't have that realization that like for me, I had to choose between Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario, and I chose Paper Mario because that's just what I want right now.
I had to get 0 because I'm broke. I'm a broke ass bee. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to get 0. I'm a mom, and I'm already buying games for my kids. I've got 3 children, and my kids are gamers. Okay, so my son has his Switch, and he is like hardcore. He's 5 years old. He has, getting him games is pricey. And then I've got an 11-year-old Minecraft junkie, and she wants games, and then she wants every damn Minecraft pack that exists, bro.
Yeah.
The stuff adds up. And Sims packs, do you know how expensive Sims packs are,
They're so expensive.
It's $2,000 if you want to get all the Sims packs together, if you want to buy all of them outright. It's ridiculous. So for me, I don't know. I really think about those things because, I'm not a partnered streamer. And for everybody who's digesting this content, they're probably not there yet. Did I get Hyperscape for free? Fuck yes, I did. I got Hyperscape for free because Ubisoft reached out to me, even though I'm like a shrimp streamer, and they're cool. So I played the hell out of it. And it's going to be a free game anyways. So, that's dope.
Yeah.
I like free games, bro. I like Fortnite
free
because it's
games.
free. I like to play games that aren't going to cost me $79.99. Once you get to $79.99, I'm like, fuck out of here. Xbox Game Pass means a lot to me because you can play a lot of games when you're broke. It's for nothing. So to tell me you want to take $600 and you're going to stop making these consoles, I'm just telling you, my hot take is fuck you, Microsoft. That's my hot take. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
Microsoft, you've been real shitty to me. You closed down Mixer, you piece of crap. And then you decided to, fire a bunch of employees in the pandemic. Microsoft's just looking real shady.
Yeah.
And people in our industry are so afraid to call out these companies and hold them accountable because they don't want to be blacklisted. Baby, I'm black enough. Go ahead and blacklist the fuck out of me. I don't really care. I think that people over profit is an important thing for people to hold in their hearts. You know what I'm saying? I want gaming to be accessible to everybody. I want everyone to have the joy of gaming. It is a beautiful language, and it brings a lot of people together and brings a lot of joy to people's lives. I don't think that gaming should be so high-priced and inaccessible to everybody.
Right, yeah. No, I'm 100% with you. Nate, you were about to say something?
My comment now doesn't apply, but I was talking about how the Wii U, it was like a year ago stopped production, and how long was that dumpster fire going on? So for Xbox to do this, I 100% agree that it's predatory because it's a way to just be like, hey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a lot of issues. I got a targeted Instagram ad for Kiehl's skincare product, and it was like, it's only this after using Afterpay or whatever, some sponsored thing to get skincare.
Afterpay is predatory as hell.
Where you don't have to, and I'm like, Kiehl's is bougie and you don't need to buy it. But the fact of the matter is, they're like, oh, do you want the skincare? You can pay for part of it now. And I'm on a whole. Today has just been a day where I'm just really upset about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, preying on people is like a thing that companies are doing more and more of, and if we're waking up, if some people are in this chat right now and they're just waking up for the first time to this kind of stuff, pay attention to these companies because they're only as rich as we make them, guys.
Well, even Nintendo, something that, not to go way off topic, Asa, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Nintendo, with the Sword and Shield DLC, they were like, oh, oops, you bought the wrong one, sucks. Like that, for Nintendo to be this and I love Nintendo, ride or die Nintendo. I want to be Nintendo.
Their games are so expensive.
They're so expensive, but then on top of it, you get this DLC, and if you bought the wrong one, because honestly, if my parents, this game came out when I was younger, my mom would have bought the wrong one. She's a lovely woman. She's very intelligent. She would have purchased the wrong one. She would have been like, ooh, a dog.
All right, fine. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I did buy the wrong one. All right, fine. I've seen. I'm a mom. I bought the wrong one. I buy the wrong one all the time. I try, though. I try.
Did Nintendo say sorry, or were they actually helpful?
Right.
Yeah, they were not helpful at all. But I don't expect these companies to be helpful. Nintendo's in Japan.
For Nintendo, because in my brain I'm like, it's Mario. How could Mario not be like, whoa, here's
Mario? Don't give a fuck about you. It's their money. I'm sorry, but Nintendo is fantastic, and they have a very, very deeply protected image that's fantastic. Their PR people, their image is the integrity, the brand integrity there runs deep, y'all. That's a tight team that takes care of that. I don't think there's a tighter team in the gaming industry, period, than Nintendo. There's not. and they've built themselves up to be very specific in that way. But Nintendo gets your money, and they get a lot of your money.
Yeah.
Their games are very expensive.
They don't ever bring the prices. They'll do sales, but they don't bring prices down.
They
Sale.
don't.
You know what? If you want Mario Kart for a very deep discount, it's only $55 once a year when the moon is full.
Yeah.
I will never get Mario Kart, and I love the fuck out of that game. But I'm too broke to pay $55 for Mario Kart, y'all. And
I know,
can't
that's
play
too
Mario
much.
Kart. I'm just playing Mario Kart on the phone at the dentist's office. To bring it back. I mean, I just can't imagine playing for Super Mario. $55
for an old Mario Kart.
That's
for an old game.
Yeah.
A game that came out, what, 10 years ago? I don't know how long it's been out. It's been out a while. It's been out a long time.
Because this is basically, they're like, it's the same one. So how long ago did that come out? Yeah. And it's like same thing with like they re-released Hyrule Warriors, and I'm like, what did you do? Drag and drop? Like, why is that going to be $55?
Yeah.
So,
Because it's Nintendo. That's why it's $55. Nintendo can $55
bought
to
it
death.
again, even though he had it on the Wii U. Me, because I was like, I have
Same
to
here.
play Zelda with the rapier off on the way to the school or whatever I'm doing.
I get the same thing. We have 2 Nintendo Switches in this house, and I buy double of everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because
made
I
me
mean,
sick.
my 5-year-old has a Switch, and I have a Switch. Mommy has a Switch, and like when I buy Minecraft Dungeons and he sees me playing it, what do you think Minecraft Dungeons? When my son sees me playing, I mean, he wanted the Mario Rabbids game, which he does not fucking play at all now, but I spent money on. I mean, these
Please tell
games.
me you bought it when it was deeply discounted.
I did not.
Because that's the one game where they're like, here, we'll pay you to download it.
Nope, and Yoshi Crafted World too. Y'all, I'm poor. I'm telling you, these 3 kids are killing me. I can't wait till I get to that status in gaming where they're like, "Here's a free game." I'm gonna be like, "Yes, that's the goals, y'all."
That's the goal.
That's the goal. I just want free shit. Who doesn't want free shit?
Everybody does.
100%.
Everybody does.
We all do. We all do. And if I can get a free $79 game, maybe I'm gonna take it, because these game prices are wild. $79.99 for Call of Duty for some white kid to yell at me and use racial slurs all day long. Get out of here! I'm not paying for assault. I'm sorry.
And prices are only going to go up. So.
And they do continuously. So I just feel like there's just so much to be said about that kind of stuff. But the way the world is right now, y'all need to look at where you're putting your money and what these companies are doing and how they're treating you. Xbox is shady lately. I don't care what anybody says. Xbox is being shady. Xbox needs to do better. Microsoft in general needs to do better.
Yeah, they do need to do better. But let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments below. What do you think about these news stories? Are you hyped about them? Do you have any intrigue, mild interest, or are you over it? But we're going to move over to what's in the box. What are we playing right now? What game is in your console or PC? Nate, what are you playing right now?
Big surprise, am playing Paper Mario. I've been very, very excited for this game for a very, very long time. And by that I mean since it was Ghost announced like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So I am playing that. It's darling. The sound direction is great. I have a little like Bluetooth dongle. And so even when it's on the TV, I've been like plugging the little dongle in so I can just like hear the wind go by and hear like a little crinkle of paper. It's great. I am not as like hardcore as everyone was where it's like 1,000-year door, die. It's cute. It's darling. It's enjoyable. The world is really scary right now, and if I get to run around and like hammer little pieces of confetti, I'll freaking do it. I'm a homo. I love confetti, so I do it. But at the same time, I don't know. I think it's really cute. It's well done. I started playing that Bug Fables game like a month ago to get hyped for this, and the transition to like the fidelity and like the better graphics. It was like putting on glasses for the first time, so like I'm bought in.
Yeah.
So I'm currently playing that. I think it's really adorable. I don't know if it's what hardcore Paper Mario fans would be, which I didn't know they were hardcore Paper Mario fans. But I'm also playing that Tokyo Mirage Sessions, etc. game too.
Oh yeah.
Atlas. I think that's really fun. I think it's like playing a Sailor Moon game. If Sailor Moon would come out with a game, this is a hint to do it.
Please.
But you're battling a monster of a week. There are some good songs. There's like a transformation scene, and there's like people are trying to steal some kind of like magical element out of you. So I'm all for that too. But yeah, that's what I'm playing, and it's a good mix of real RPG and like paper RPG.
Yeah. Zombie, what are you playing?
Stardew Valley. I've fallen back into Stardew Valley, my good old friend, and I've been playing it on Switch and on PC. I just love playing that game. I could just kill time forever, farming and hanging out with my friends and milking cows, just living my calmest dreams, getting lost in the mines, trying to date NPCs. Like I'm just about it. I love simulation games, like time management games, and I like survival games. Like those are like my two genres.
Yeah.
So I just like it, y'all. It's fucking peaceful. Selling carrots and shit. Like life be that simple for me. Like I find a great comfort in playing games like that. It's so pretty to me. I can throw on lo-fi hip-hop over top of it, and I feel like it's a whole mood. You know, like I'm just in there, and I can, lose 12 hours so freaking quick. Like, they're gone, and I'm into it. And then my other game that I'm really stuck on right now is Dead by Daylight. I like scaring myself and making my blood pressure go up as high as it possibly can. So that game does it for me. I'm just being chased relentlessly by a serial killer and panicking the entire time. And if you think I swear a lot now, you should see me play that game. There's a lot of swearing. But it makes me really scared. Like, I don't like horror stuff. Like, I don't like scary stuff because there's so much scary stuff in the world. Like, serial killers and stuff are real. So, like, I don't like those. I don't like it. And so when I play this game, I just panic the entire time. But there's something so nice about being that panicked. I don't know what it is. But yeah, those are my two games. So it's like really, really calm or really, really panicked, which kind of shows the duality of my personality.
It's funny because I feel like I'm in the same boat. I'm still coursing my way through The Last of Us Part 2, but as a fellow parent, I just don't have as much time. Like we have to work, we make our content, and we're parents, and then the time that we get for ourselves is we just carve it out whenever we can. So. The other reason that I'm like really trying to take my time with it is a heavy game. And this is completely props to Naughty Dog. I think they did a phenomenal job with the game, making it feel more real. But this was like one of the first times that I really felt like bad about killing some people. And it's just because of the way that they make the animations so incredibly graphic and realistic. But then they add the emotion to the NPCs that I feel like I just haven't seen very much in other games. To where like these are the bad guys that you're fighting, and you kill one of them, and then all of the other bad guys are like, they're crying. Like they're screaming that person's name because their best friend just got killed. And
That's intense.
It's super intense, and I can only take it in like so many chunks because it's just I don't know what it is, but this one just has me really taking my time. But then I picked up Paper Mario on Friday. That's my duality, is having that really intense, horribly graphic Last of Us, and then going over to the joyous, color-filled Paper Mario. It is the best escape from life. I'm only, like, I was just, telling everybody at the beginning of the show, I'm not too far into it. I'm, like, probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe. But I'm loving every second of it. Nate, I'm with you. I don't understand the elitism when it comes to Paper Mario. I've played Thousand Year Door. I've never finished it. Sue me, whatever. The only Paper Mario I've ever beaten is Super on the Wii. And I loved that one. And, like, for me to go from Super Paper Mario to this, I'm like, this is a perfect transition. This is exactly what I want. Like, sure, there are the minor gripes of, like, I wish that I felt like I was really earning something with the battles and experience points, but that is such water under the bridge that I just don't care. I'm just having a great time. And, and like you're saying, it is such the perfect break from what's happening in the world right now. Like, having that peace and solitude in something like that is just, it's super fun. So Zombie, I don't know if Paper Mario is your jam, but I highly recommend it to you and then anyone else is watching.
Mario games
don't do it.
They don't do it for me anymore. Like, when I was a kid, I was all Mario games, and now, like, as an adult, I'm still nostalgic for, like, that feeling of Mario games.
Yeah.
Like, anytime you go into a Mario game world, you see the same imagery and, like, hear the same music, and, like, but I get so bored so fast now. Like, I get bored with single player games in general. Notice I said Stardew and I said Dead by Daylight. I play those with people.
Yeah.
And like I game more for social reasons now, which is weird to think like my gaming has evolved into that, but like gaming has become social time for me. In particular, like since my little ones have been born, because gaming used to be more for me like whenever I would like come back from being social and want to hang out by myself and just unwind and play video games. Now that I have kids, I don't go out as much, right? So gaming has just become like social time.
Yeah.
So when I play games, I don't play them for this like story-driven specific thing. I play them for these like times of socialness with my friends, and where I can like, you know, get a cutscene or two every now and then for something, but like cutscenes, snooze fest. I'm dead. Like I said, I have wildly unchecked ADHD. I couldn't sit through a cutscene if you paid me. You know, I just am not there with cinematic gameplay. That being said, I do play games like Ark, Survival Evolved, which is my favorite game of all time.
Okay.
And it's a multiplayer game. It's an MMO. You know, it's like a huge world with dinosaurs and servers with like 100 people. So like that's my story-driven game, because it does have like, you find notes through the story as you play it, and then you fight bosses, etc. after a while. But like I'm more into like, I guess multiplayer gaming at this stage in my life. But like, I see people playing Mario and I like it, and I'll probably watch like a playthrough of somebody else playing it. But as for me to sit down and play it, I can't even imagine that I'd make it through a game as a parent. I can't. I'm just like, oh, would my kids leave me alone long enough to get into the story? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably, you know, I like games where I can kind of just be sandbox style, so I don't have to try to stick with the plot, because I know I can't follow it if you paid me money, you know?
Well, you know what? We're going to build our own game right now. It's time for Make It or Break It. This is where you out in the community, you give us a prompt and then we make the game. So the prompt for this week is Atlantis. That's it. We've got the open sandbox. Let's make the game. How do we want to, what do we want to play? Like, it's sky's the limit. Well, I guess the sea is the limit. Atlantis, what are we doing? How do we want to play this game?
Okay, so maybe it's got to be adventure style, obviously.
Yeah.
We've got to find Atlantis first of all. Because,
okay.
Like, it's okay. So that's got to be part of the journey.
So that's like the overall thing is like you're finding Atlantis.
The overall thing is getting to Atlantis.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That could be the end. The end game is getting there, and then once you get there, you can just kind of sandbox it. You could build your own like area and kick it like in Atlantis, and you would have other things to do, but you have to have some story mode to get there first, I feel like.
So you mentioned Ark earlier.
Yeah.
Could we see it being played similarly to Ark? So instead of dinosaurs, it's sea creatures.
Love it.
Multiplayer element, we're all mer people.
Okay. Can we have legs though if we're on land?
Yeah, legs if you're on land. It's a Little Mermaid deal where we got fins in the water, legs on the land.
Love it.
Still trying to find Atlantis. Once we get there, I've played like 0 of Ark, but I know of it. I own it. I really want to get into it.
You play it, you're gone.
I'm gone.
I lost 5 years of my life.
Okay, well, looks like I'll never play Ark, but I've seen videos of it, so I'll keep doing that. I'll keep watching videos. But so I think if it's played like Ark, now do we want it to be first person or third person or alternating perspectives?
First person weirds me out in games. Does it do that to y'all?
It all depends on the game.
So in Ark, you can play in first person or third person. You can choose to either have it from first person or have it from third person.
Okay.
So maybe something like that, because then you could choose if you want to be like down on the ground or if you want to have like the top down look, which I enjoy. Yeah,
that's what DayZ is like, and I've played a ton of DayZ, and in those games I prefer the third. I don't like the first person in those games, so I like that. So it can be third or first. I want character customization.
Oh yeah.
I want to spend hours in menus. I want to pick up loot and gear because I want different.
I'm a loot goblin.
Yes.
I want you to be able to customize though, like your leg form and your mer person form.
Yes,
like in Sims.
Your scales could be different than because I want to be able to have it because if you are so customized and beautiful and then you go into the water and then it's like you need to be able to have like the delineation of your own life.
I love that. Can the sea creatures be tameable?
Yes.
100%. You need to have a mount because you can swim fast, but like if you need to get somewhere like really fast.
And we should have powers, some sort of powers.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's that gameplay?
Some sort of latent Atlantean abilities. Right.
Wait.
Like,
so like commanding sea creatures?
Yes,
sorry, Nate.
like a skill tree. Yes, okay. Love it.
Okay, so we've got a skill tree.
I have like Sailor Mercury vibes right now, but underwater.
Yeah, Sailor Mercury, but underwater. Like I like. There's specific skill trees, and to encourage team gameplay, you can only go down specific skill trees of your Atlantean, so that you can have other people to team up with their different abilities.
Oh, I like that.
So, weapons-wise, all I picture are either magic powers or tridents. What, like...
Yeah, same.
Anything else? Like, are we gonna... Because it could be like...
Controlling sea creatures is like, should be a weapon.
I like that. Yeah. I also want someone to be like a juggernaut where they have an anchor and they're able to like whip people with the anchor.
Okay, yes.
Oh, I love that.
I like harpoon, even though it's kind of like normally...
Okay, so sea weapons. Sea weapons only. Sea weapons only.
But you have to find them in like sunken ships, or like you go on land for... for settlers or whatever, and you're hacking them up because they don't need to be here. This is our place. So
shooting people on land with harpoon guns sounds fantastic.
Dragging them into the water.
Yeah. And like you get stronger, all your powers and like your stats should go up when you're in the water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a buff, like an in the water buff. Because maybe okay, hear me out. Maybe we didn't know that we were Atlantean, right?
Okay.
Didn't know this. We got close to Atlantis in some sort of shipwreck. Okay. Then our abilities become activated.
Yes.
And then we get a whole new buff to our person. And we get all these things that we're trying to understand and cope with as they're going. So it's unlocking parts of the stories about our lost identity that was wiped from us when we left Atlantis. Because when you leave Atlantis, you forget Atlantis.
This is
Boom.
This is it. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait.
I would play this game, y'all. I would play this game.
Who's gonna make it? Because ultimately what we've tried to do, Zombie, is like we make these elaborate ideas and then we're like, okay, let's pick a studio. Whoever it is, are you listening? There you go. Here's the idea.
Wildcard Studios. 100%. They did Ark, they did Atlas. I think they could do the game justice.
Okay.
I've never seen another game studio do as well as Wildcard.
Okay.
As in endless gameplay. So I played Ark for 5 years. I have 7,000 hours in that game. Just so you guys know, I have 7K hours in that game.
Wow.
I am a professional at Ark. Isn't it like 10K and you're like considered like an expert, right? Like 10,000 hours at something, you're considered you've mastered it.
Wow. Okay.
But like their games are so immersive and beautiful. If you've ever seen Ark or if you ever played it, if you do want to play it, please hit me up. I'm ZombaeKillz. Please hit me up. I'll play Ark with you. It's just the most immersive game I've ever played. It's something that's completely takes you there all the way, and you're in the game and you never leave it. And so even when I play other games, because they come out and they seem shiny and super fun, I always go back to Ark because
and are you playing on
PC?
So
much to do. You'll never have beat the entire game. It never ends.
Yeah. Are you playing it on PC?
I am playing on PC and Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah. I also have it on PlayStation. I also have it on mobile. I also have it on Switch.
This is we're having a session right now. That's all right. Get it all out. Get it. Where else do you have it?
Listen.
Did you buy it on the Atari 2600 too?
I just love Ark so much. Like, I wish they would hire me to be like a community manager, which I'm probably not qualified for that job, but like, I love that game. I love it so much. Like, I love that game so much. I don't think there's ever, and I don't think there ever will be a game I love as much as I love that game. Community's toxic as hell. Needs work. But I just think it's the coolest, most beautiful game that there is. And what a cool idea that you can tame animals, and they're dinosaurs, guys.
Yeah.
Okay? Just dinosaurs. You can hatch and breed babies. They mutate. You can get fancy colors.
Yes.
Like, that helps all my gay in my person. Like, I love bright colors, you know? Like, as a bi woman, I love sparkles and color.
Sign me up.
You know, sign me up. And, like, you fly around on a pterodactyl that's hot pink with neon green stripes. Like, you can customize and dye your clothes. We can customize our hot outfits.
Okay.
Don't you want to be in a pterodactyl
Sold.
biker gang? Probably.
What about, so in terms of like sea creatures, are we allowed to go prehistoric with some of those sea creatures?
Yeah.
I think we have to,
It's
right? Because it's Atlantis.
We have to. And then we can add current day fish too. It's Atlantis. We can have whatever we want.
We have to have rideable seahorses. Fact.
What is the title of this game? Try it.
I mean,
we have to keep it, I mean, we could call it just Atlantis, but for Wildcard to pick it up, I want to give them everything they would ever need. So, you know their naming conventions, obviously art.
Their naming conventions are literally like, Atlas is a game about a giant map that you sail around, and they call it Atlas. Ark is a game about being on a ship called the Ark, and you're being in a simulation of a prehistoric society. So we'd have to call it Atlantis.
There it is. Let's call it Atlantis.
Yeah, it's just Atlantis. Yeah.
Well, all right, community, listen up. This is where you come into play. We've made the game, Wildcard, there you go. It's called Atlantis, but we need the community to draw us up some concept art, the box art. So the challenge goes out to the community. If you know any talented artists, share this segment with them. We want the best Atlantis box art that there can be. And also, Borderline family, I have looked up somebody right now, and I want a campaign. I need everybody to work together. We need to tag Cedric on Twitter at
I love Cedric.
Complex Minded, the lead community manager, Cedric. Right here, Zombie needs to be a community manager of Ark.
You don't even know what would happen.
She's got the experience.
Cry.
She's got the hours. Well, we're fighting for it. We're fighting for it.
Cry.
Cedric, let's go. She's right here. She's ready.
I would when Cedric became a community manager for Ark, I literally shed a tear because he's black. And Ark is such a predominant white space. Like, it has so many white players. I never ran into another black girl for multiple years while I was playing this game. It's very Caucasian, and which is sad, right? Because black people like dinosaurs too. And I don't know. I love the game, guys. I can't say anything bad about it. I just want to be a part of Wildcard.
Well, there we go. Cedric, come on. This feels like a no-brainer. But
I'm just a girl who plays games, though, so I don't know what my qualifications are, but I do love it with my whole heart.
You just made Atlantis.
Do, right?
Passion.
Yeah, passion.
Well, let my passion lead the way. For 7,000 hours in the game, I could tell y'all every exploit is all I'm saying.
There we go. There we go. There's Atlantis. Make it or break it. I think we made it. But we're going to move over to Memory Lane with the segment My Favorite. We have been given the prompt of my favorite multiplayer moment. This feels right up your alley, Zombie. What is your favorite multiplayer moment?
Okay, this is going to be toxic, but here we go.
Oh, okay.
My favorite multiplayer moment is raiding on Ark. Raiding in the PvP, destroying people's stuff is a great time. I love raiding. I play PvP mostly on Ark because I like blowing people's shit up and killing their stuff. I like the fact that Ark is very big on building and construction. You have to build turrets and build out of metal, farm materials. You have to farm bullets because people can soak bullets with your dinosaurs, and then you have to use explosives to blow into their bases. It's very intricate, and I love that whole process. So probably my favorite moment was rocketing myself to death during a raid. A couple of years back, I was playing with my friend Ganja, and it was my first raid because I had moved over from PvE to PvP, and I was so excited. I got a rocket, and I put 30 rockets in my inventory. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go blow these guys up. And I got on top of this paracer. And I stood on the top of it to rocket this guy. Had a clear shot, guys. I was really in there. I was like, I'm going to rocket. And shot the rocket too close in proximity to where it clipped where I was shooting from, and blew myself up, and team killed my entire group of people standing with me.
No.
And effectively, we lost the war shortly after that. Yeah, it was a bad moment. I killed all of us, and while we were all spawning in, they were able to kill our tames. And I basically fucked us all. But it was really great because my team didn't get super mad at me, because that's like, just so you know, raising a dinosaur takes multiple days. Some dinosaurs take a month to raise.
Wow.
So like people killing your dinosaurs that take in real time a month to hand raise and feed them every so many hours on a clock, you know, you get a little salty.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Little teeny bit salty. And everybody was just like, it was a good try, zombie. It was a good try. Yeah, but it was one of my best moments because I learned, I grew from it. I learned how to be a better raider. And now, still to this day, everybody who's in my tribe makes jokes about not blowing myself up, even though I am a well-seasoned raider at this point. They always make sure to tell me not to blow myself up.
That's awesome.
Terrible. If y'all could have seen it, it was... I think I have it actually as a Twitch clip from multi-years ago. But
Is it really?
Either way, it was embarrassing. Okay, I was also live at the time that I did this.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. Nate, what is your favorite multiplayer moment?
Well, to bring it full circle to Just Dance, two birthdays ago, I had a bunch of people over at my house, and I was really excited because we were like, we're gonna like pregame and then we're gonna go out. We're just gonna enjoy life, whatever. And we all got to enjoying the booze and enjoying the time, and started to play Just Dance. And we were playing in like Group A and Group B, and so we were like, oh, you're the B team, oh, you're the A team. And 2 hours into it, we were still going. 4 hours into it, so by like 2:30 a.m., we were like, oh, we were gonna go out. It's not your birthday anymore. But we had so much fun. There's still like a rivalry. So when everyone's able to get back together post-COVID, we're going to try to have like almost like a dance-off, because
I love it.
We had so much fun. And like, we still to this day, we're like, remember how you're on the B team and we're on the A team? Or remember how like the A team messed up? So it was fun. And it was like one of those things where like I broke all expectations to be like, let's go out and have a great time. And we just like sat in front of the TV and danced, and it was great. So I 10 out of 10 recommend.
That's amazing. So my favorite multiplayer moment, it's so hard because like Zombie, you mentioned earlier, like playing games with your friends, like that social element of gaming, that has always been a major impact on me in my gaming life. So I literally am just like, it's like looking through this giant index library of these amazing moments, and like, which one do you pick is your favorite? Yeah. So let me just say to all of my friends who might be listening to this, just because I'm picking this moment doesn't mean that I didn't love our time together.
Rip.
I did. Rip. They're all my favorites, so take that as you will. But so the memory that like pops up in my head right now, I had a couple of friends over, Andrew and Hunter, and this was a ways back, and Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 had just recently come out on the Xbox 360, and I bought it day one. They came over, they stayed the night, and we didn't even get to the storyline. We ended up unlocking every single, even the secret characters. We unlocked every single character that night because we had so much fun just tournament fighting each other nonstop, and we played all night long, unlocking all the characters. Ended up getting like all of these like you get other unlockables like art and cutscenes and all these secrets, and we just, by the time that the sun was up, it was like, where did the time go? And it was just one of those memories that like you'll never forget, and you can never recreate. Like, that's what I wanted to say. Like, I will never be able to recreate that. I just don't have the stamina. But it was just like we recreate fights from the anime itself. I don't know if either of you have seen Naruto, but like we would recreate fights from the anime and like try to like, this is so embarrassing, try to like say the dialogue from the anime, like, and stop fighting for a moment.
Your full weeb is showing
full
right now.
Full weeb. We would turn off the time limit and just like act it out with each other, and oh my gosh, it was just so much fun. And
real
then like
weeb shit right now, y'all.
yeah, where's all my Naruto stuff isn't in here. I would just like put it all on right now.
Oh my gosh, that's it's not Weeb Wednesday, sir.
Yep.
It's not Weeb
It's
Wednesday.
not. What's happening right now? But yeah, that was Andrew Hunter. I know we'll never. We're all married now, and you guys are doing your own thing. But guys, that was phenomenal. That was hands down one of my favorite memories. But please let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments below. What are your favorite multiplayer memories? It's time. Are you two ready? It's big bet trivia. You can play with us too. We are going to be playing the ultimate video game trivia game where I am going to give these two a question, and it's who gets it first. I've been severely disappointed so far in the season by people's fear and lack of knowledge, but we're going to do our best. Now, some of these are difficult. Some of these are softballs, or at least I thought so. So you should be able to knock them out of the park, but we'll see. And if you want to know how this works and if you want to play it at home, you absolutely can. Basically, I'll say the question. You guys, we don't have buzzers, so just like buzz in with your answer. If you don't know, I'll give 3 hints. That's it. If neither of you can get it by 3 hints, it is a draw. No points will be given. That's what happened last time, and I don't want that again. But here we go. No, too easy. Get that out of here. Yeah, no, this is good.
You don't get the cherry pick. You just ask us the damn question.
I know. I had a random one, and I was like, no, I don't like that. Okay, this is pulled not randomly. It was the next one. With more than 80 million copies sold, what was the best-selling game on the Nintendo Wii?
Buzz.
Buzz. Yes, Nate.
Wii Sports.
That is correct. That's it.
Look at you!
I finally won a question.
There you go. Finally, Nate is on the board. It's about time.
All the Wii bowling with my grandma. What can I say?
Wii bowling is lit.
I'm so bad at it.
Now I want to play Wii bowling. Let's go with Wii bowling. Can we bring that back to the Switch? Because let's be honest, I don't want to dig out my Wii.
You don't want to play 1-2 Switch and fake draw guns at each other and do things where you balance quietly.
Hey, with friends in the room, that game is a ton of fun. But when it's just you and your wife, like, you get to the point where, and we're super competitive, but by the end of the night, somebody's sleeping on the couch because we're just going to get super into it. I'm going to get really emotional, and I can't take losing, and I'll be sleeping on the couch. What's up? All right, let's move on to Out This Month. I'm just going to run through the games, and you two let me know what is the game you're looking forward to the most, and it could be something that's already out. So out in the month of July, we've got Iron Man VR, Catherine Full Body for Switch, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 2, Deadly Premonition 2 for the Switch, a remade Crysis for the Nintendo Switch, Death Stranding headed to PC, Ghost of Tsushima, and Paper Mario The Origami King came out this past Friday, Destroy All Humans remake, Skater XL, and Rocket Arena. Out of those games, what are y'all looking forward to?
I'm already playing Paper Mario, and I'm continuing to look forward to how it unfolds. There's my origami punch today. But I've been told by multiple people to play that Catherine Full Body game.
Yes.
And I don't know enough about it to know if it's like what it's about, other than there's like goat puzzles, which I like goats and I like puzzles. So I'm probably going to pick that one up after I beat Paper Mario. Okay,
that's fair. It's a puzzle game made by Atlas. You need to play it. Yes. 100%. Yeah. Zombie, what's your pick out of that list?
I guess maybe Ghosts I would like to see.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and play it a little bit and see what I think about it. But like, I'm not gonna lie, that list was not made for me. I'm not the target demographic for a lot of these things too. Like, if we're just being 100% real, how many of these games are targeted at black women?
Not
Not any of them. Not any of them.
not Skater
So, I mean,
XL.
You know what I'm saying? Skater XL actually does look really interesting. I applied for a game key for it. I'd like to play it because I was a huge Tony Hawk fan.
Oh yeah.
Like I played the hell out of Tony Hawk. I even have like the finger skateboards from Tony Hawk and everything.
Yeah,
like I was major
Mine's somewhere.
into
I
that.
don't know where it is.
There's my inner dweeb. My inner dweeb's coming out now. You know, like, so I would like to play it because I think it could be pretty rad.
Yeah.
What I wouldn't like to see is if all the characters are male. You know, like, I'm just over that. Right now, I'm really wanting to play Later Daters, the octogenarian dater game on Switch.
I've never heard of that one. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I haven't either. I'm gonna have to Google that.
Okay, guys, I like dating sims. It's a little addiction
What
that
are your
I'm
thoughts
discovering.
on Boyfriend Dungeon coming out? Do you think that would be fun?
I think that would be fun for me. I started out very tongue-in-cheek playing Blush Blush. Then I played the KFC dating game of Colonel Sanders. I love you, Colonel Sanders, which is amazing, by the way. Okay, 2 hours of goodness.
Really?
Yeah, if you haven't played it, please play it. Like, seriously, it's a valid and fun game.
Okay.
And then I've just slowly... Then I started playing a game where I was a pimp and I had to exploit webcam women. Honeycam Studios. I'm really telling on myself the games that I enjoy. But, like, if I'm playing a single-player game, I want to play games where, like, I'm a pimp or I'm trying to date a whole bunch of dudes. And, like, you know... I just want to live my best life. I want to be seducing people and sometimes magic.
These are,
you know?
These are some of my favorite games on the Vita. Got Code Realize right here. This is basically all of these men trying to win my affections. And you.
Love it.
Great
I
games.
love it.
Great games. So I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, like dating. I don't know. There's something fun about dating sims and like trying to like navigate through social situations and like. I really want to play Dream Daddy. I've never played it. And then I saw there was a dating game for dogs. Have you guys seen this?
No.
Yeah.
I want to try it. So those are the kind of games that appeal to me. I mean, that list that you just threw out there is all like.
Well, have you heard of Doki Doki Literature Club?
No, but I'm typing it into my browser source.
It is free on Steam. 100% would recommend that. I wish that was on Vita because I feel like I'd play it more, but
I'm gonna be playing We Should Talk. Have you guys heard of this game?
I've heard of it, but I've not looked too much into it. We should have made Atlantis a dating sim.
It's a narrative game that makes you think about words you choose and about like going through a relationship.
Is that like text-based game where it's like texting?
It's
kind of.
It's something about intimacy.
Okay.
Like, but I just got a key for it. I don't know. You're supposed to talk to people.
Yes.
While you're out dating them.
Yes.
It's basically texting back and forth.
Yeah.
It looks good. I've never played a lot of those type of games where it's just like that kind of conversation, but it looks interesting. I'm moving more away from gaming so much, and I'm moving more into a political activist space with my platform.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for playing games and changing the world, and then there's something to be said for speaking out and being loud about issues that need to be talked about right now.
Yeah.
And so my content is moving towards more political activism and political commentary on Twitch. So if you guys do follow me from this, I'm not going to be playing games except for once a week, and I want you to be not gypped by that. I'm very loud. I'm black as fuck. I talk about issues that are important and that make people uncomfortable. And that's who I am. I do love to play games, and I will be playing games once a week. But yeah, I think I've kind of evolved past the gameplay lately, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think our world is at a place where we can't even escape in games from a lot of what we're dealing with, especially since the industry is so fraught right now with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not really so focused on, what games are coming out or what I want to play. I'm focused more on, like, what I want to talk about and where I want to be and the voice that I want to have on the platform that I'm blessed enough to have. If that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So that pretty much does it for our show, but just a few other things before we wrap it up. the community spotlight. This is where we highlight one of you and the Borderline family. In today's episode, we are going to be highlighting Brendan Groom from Pass the Controller. So you can find Brendan on Twitter at BE_Groom. Pass the Controller is a group of friends who do all things video games. Definitely check them out. That is passthecontroller.io. You can check out their content, but they are also on Twitch as well. And I wanted to put this in there, and I have to read it so I make sure I don't forget it. In case you don't know, and you want to know why you need to check out Brendan and Pass the Controller, he's been called the bad boy of indie games, so make sure that you check him out. Brendan, I love you so much, buddy. You're the best. Thank you so much for being a great friend to me. But please,
I already follow him. Yeah.
Brendan's the man. So please, if you don't know him, check him out. Check out Pass the Controller. And this is your time now, Zombie. Where do you want people to go? What do you want people to check out? Where do you want people to subscribe? Go for it.
Guys, come check me out. I talk a lot of shit on Twitter. I like to hold people to a higher standard. You can find a lot of ACAB and Black as Fuck content on my channel. We're always talking about damning the man while bettering ourselves at the same time and being better humans. Find me at ZombaeKillz on everything. I'm ZombaeKillz on Twitch, ZombaeKillz on Twitter, ZombaeKillz on Instagram, ZombaeKillz on Snapchat. That's called brand reliability, y'all. You can find me in all the same places. I'd love to have you, as long as you're not the police or a jackass. Definitely find your way into my Discord. Check me out. I stream Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm live 7:30 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, we just talk about shit that's important. Whatever is important, most important to me at the moment, we will chat about. And occasionally you'll watch me play games and be loud. Sometimes I'll just be loud and listen to music and vibe out. I'm just a person, doing my own thing on my channel. I don't really have a specific format, but there's definitely some political shit in there. If you're too scared to be around that shit, don't pull up.
Yes, amazing. So please make sure you check out ZombaeKillz everywhere. And in case you are unsure on the spelling and you haven't read it anywhere, that's ZombaeKillz. Make sure you get it right and tune in. Nate, where can people find you?
So I am everywhere at the Nate Pretzel, like the food. So.
All right. And I'm at aGreenRiver07 on Instagram and Twitter. And if you really want to follow anybody, please also make sure that you're following Borderline Entertainment, both on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. If you're here, obviously you already know what's up. But if you want to stay in the know, you want to know when we're going live for you, you want to know who our next guest is, you want to know what content is happening, please make sure you stay tuned in. And Zombie, thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show today. You are wonderful. You made my heart sing. Thank you for your honesty, your personality.
When you get me on the show, I'm finna cut up.
I know, and I love it. I love it.
I have to tell everybody. Like, I'm finna swear a lot. Also, I'm probably gonna say fuck the police. And can I say one last thing before I go?
Yeah.
Everybody, please make sure to wash your hands, wear a mask, and dismantle white supremacy.
Thank you. And with that, this has been your episode of Game Chat, the variety game show brought to you by Borderline Entertainment. We're going to sign off for now, but don't forget, be well, Borderline family. Bye out.